There's a lot, my keys are lost, I'm reeking of beer. Well, I'm not fussed, no, I've had a good night. The cheap drinks, the
good friends, the bright lights. I've been out here living my nightlife. The whole time you haven't crossed my mind. And my friends said you weren't the right type. And you made it pretty clear that right. Tomorrow's headspins be alright. Cause I'm starting a new chapter. I've had enough, yeah, been enough. Yeah, I've had enough, yeah, been enough. Yeah, I've had you wanted, I've had enough. Yeah, been enough. Yeah, I've had enough. Yeah, been enough. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to our next edition here at EUC coverage in Győr, Hungary. I'm Stefan Rapazzo, joined with Christina Obermeyer today. We've got ourselves a second round fixture in the women's bracket. A very savory game in front of us. The favorites, the Germans, up against Austria, the Eastern Europe stronghold here. Didn't have to travel very far. A 1 seed against a 13, I believe, but I think it'll be a much closer outing than the seeding dictates. Christina, what do you know about these teams, and what do you get a feeling for this game?
Yes, I'm really excited for this game. Actually playing with together with a lot of those women's players in Austria because I'm on the same club as a lot of them. So this is actually their first game, so they had a chill day to actually watch games and get together as a team. But I think they're really hyped, and I think I'm as hyped as they are to get into it. Germany already had a game against GB, which they won by, I think, 4 points.
Indeed,
And
15-11. Did you get to see
15-11.
some of that game?
Yeah, I did, actually. I watched it in the shade. It was really windy, but Germany pulled out with some zone looks that worked really well against the GB women's side. So yeah, I'm really excited for the game to start. I think Austria has a strong individual, some strong individual players, and I hope that they come together as a team really well. They've met Germany before at Windmill. I think it was their first game Friday morning, and they had a strong first half, but then Germany managed to run away with a win by 5 points.
I see. The Germans been making habits of running away with wins. They're a very sound team, top to bottom. Not many stars on the team. There's great names on the team, of course, but none really stand out in the system. It's a good system team approach they use, making the machine work rather than finding ways to get it to players. So they will be a formidable opponent to topple, but let's see if these Austrians can do it and our local Austrian can carry that game with us and share some joy as we get going. First pull is underway. Germans to receive. Ghana picks up and sets it into play. Thyssen. Austrians coming off, preventing the huck in the early going. There's an upfield play. Liebert. Thyssen trading with Ghana. Still in their own end. Good Austrian defense thus far. Now there's a big gainer to Thyssen. Up again, Forsch. Thyssen demanding the disc, getting every second or third touch.
Thyssen actually the captain of this team.
Forsch now. De La Fortre on the mark. Cuts 2 ways, does Thyssen, and gets open the second time. Germany very patient. Forsch goes around to the far side of the field. That one to end zone. Defense is there.
And a great defense by Lena Kreintz, number 61.
Kreintz with a run through there.
She's a young Austrian player that played for the U24 teams in Perth. She's from Graz. And yeah, she's one of the players to watch in this game for sure.
Tall drink of water there. She'll hope to neutralize some of Germany's biggest deep threats as she did there. And let's see what she might do on the attacking end Unfortunately, we're not going to get a look there. That one gets behind the intended receiver, and the Germans pick up with a short field in front of them this time. Ghana has a poach on her swing, opts out of it, and crosses field to Liebert, who comes under. Thyssen. Ooh, that one almost got away, but does get picked up and straight in for a goal. One throw later, it's Brinka with the assist. And the Germans up 1-0 early after a turn and got the disc back. The Germans cash in for one and eventually hold.
Yeah, they looked rather clinical on their end zone plays. Worked a lot on the break side and contained them. Worked through the Austrian defense very well.
So 1-0. Austria quick to take their line. Germans with a full posse there. On the line, making the call. Just running through our rosters, that was Bruns on the goal for the Germans in the short field. 1-0 Germany. Early action, second round of second fixture. First game for the Austrians, second for the Germans. The wind has been a huge detriment to the throws so far this tournament. Today specifically wasn't as detrimental yesterday, but today very much so, as Meisel and the Austrians kick off in the other direction. Meisel again. Gets a gainer there. Rottensteiner back to Meisel. Maya nearing midfield. Germans playing off the handler, and the Austrians shoot themselves in the foot there. Rottensteiner can't hang on. And now the German D-line coming the other way. Schack to Sash. Kiosk. Sash. The German D-line looking very strong. Wilkinen. For a D-line, they look very patient and comfortable with that disc until I said it. I suppose that's the key.
Commentator's curse, isn't it?
If I say how good they're looking, they stop looking good. Now Austria. Meisel. She has got some bombs. I wonder if a windy scenario like today will ever call for some huck and D. If so, she is one of the women who will be called for the huck part of that equation. Meisel still with the disc. Wolfsteiner. And onto the far sideline. I thought it got away, but Meisel was there to clean it up. In her own end zone still. Maya. Back to Meisel. Slow and steady, Austria find a way out of their end zone. And now they're at midfield 2 throws later. Attacking half now. Wolfsteiner to pick it up. Power position. Centers Meisel all day as she retires another 10 meters. Meisel gets forward. Schendl couldn't.
Schneider, who's actually a Eurostars player. She was on the first tour 2 years ago, and now she's returning this summer to go on this American tour.
Back at it, Eurostars, a wonderful project, a great glorification of the ladies of the game and the strength of the European program. Germans strike back, one throw. Wagner gets past midfield. She winds up the backhand and then centers. Playing at midfield, Vilkinen and Kiosk up now. Meters away, she gets low, but Concentration wasn't full there, and that one goes down from Kusk's hand.
Seems like that corner doesn't work well for the Germans.
No, don't throw it that way. High turnover area. Meisel, Austria. One more try to cash in this all-important wind at their back. Second point. Hold. Meisel. Ooh, sticky fingers there. Honey hands. Far sideline. Meters to Wolfsteiner, but out of bounds. So, Germany, one more chance. Short field inside the attacking half. Hammer to put things in. I love an inbounding hammer. Kusk now big outside in. Lot of traffic. No one's going to get there. Austria again. So Germany has had the field position for the bulk of this point. They've been playing in that end. They keep giving the Austrians a chance. They're getting to half, but their big gainers from there have been letting them down. They're not quite on. Let's see if they can get the monkey off their back. Hofschlacker goes back to Meisel. Maya and Meisel. Hofschlacker. Back to Meisel. Far sideline. Schnadel. Hofschlacker. Meisel, it's above her, but she's got that second chance, no problem. Maya. Hofschlacker, she's got Wolfsteiner, doesn't take her right away. The defense did catch up. Meisel. She gets meters, or does she? Yes, she does. Gets in front of the great big Schnadel now.
Great
Goes
answer.
for goal, it's floating, help is coming, but not quick enough. Austrians on the board. Rottensteiner with the goal.
Yeah, there was Rottensteiner with the second great catch. The first one with the German bid. Managed to hold on to that. So yeah, great work by her.
Showing
making
her
up for-
clutch in that point indeed.
So this is actually one thing the German coach wanted to improve, their offense. He was really content with their defense against GB, but wanted to cool down on offense. And I guess the wind is a big condition there, and maybe not very helping them.
Not making it easy at all. This wind is just messing with everybody, all of their offensive tactics and strategies. They can be drawn up beautifully, nice lines, X's and O's, but accounting for this wind is a totally different story when that all shakes out. We see the German O-line, which I'm told is a 10-player unit, which they're always subbing 3 in and out. 26 players on the German roster, so massive roster, and they run 10 and then 2 8s for their defense. So they have 2 defensive units, and he says they switch pretty one-to-one, point-to-point. And I asked if, are there any changes if you run zone versus man? Is there a specialty line? And he said, oh, you'll see. So they're holding their cards a little bit close for some of their tactics. Here.
So what I've got it is that they have 2 very different zone looks for the 2 defensive lines, which you can see. So the first defensive line before that, ooh, and a turn.
Turn there, Thyssen. Throws to no one. That one got away from her. Pashinga picks up for Austria. Centers straight away. Linda. Pashinga. Big backhand fake. Gives yourself a bit of room on the mark. That one up and over, and no time at all to catch up. Hosokawa knocks it away, just to be sure. Germans take a little bit of a few meters on the line. Gerner with the disc.
Anna Gerner, actually also a Eurostars player for this coming season. We're gonna see some amazing throws and plays from her.
Excellent, as the Germans get it all the way down to the doorstep here. Leibert, high stall count, but still pulls off the right throw. Gets it in. Kappelman with the goal. 2-1 for the Germans.
Another Eurostars player, Jannica Kappelman.
They're all over the place. The Eurostars in this women's division here at EUC. There's another look at the goal. Straight shot, runs it down. We see the German unit there getting ready for the next point, the 4th point of the game. Hugo Schulze, or Schweiz, as it would, not playing this game. One of their top players. Again, they've got so many, but one of the many. She wanted us to send some shout outs and some love back home. She's got a lot of friends watching. Lucky, popular girl to have so many friends, but to all of you back home supporting Hugo Schweiz, she's thinking of you. She wants to send some love right back at you, and thank you for your support. 2-1 Germany here in Győr, Hungary. That pole stays in bounds, but only just. And Meisel and company come the other way. See if they can level things up. Wolfsteiner winds up the backhand, cooks it deep. Defense is there, cutting edge to the turf. Germany will get a look here. Kappelman. Dracing, rather. Oh, the wind got it, or the hand must have got it, because she claims foul. Here it is again. Oh, yes, I think she did throw it through the hand, but I also think a gust of wind really lifted the backside of the Frisbee, and that's what made the bigger difference there. They're having a good discussion, justifiably so. It was a very weird situation. The wind really gusted right as she wound up the backhand.
So they're contesting it and sending it back, which probably is a good idea in this situation.
Yeah, good resolution. Dracing. Disc is in. Oh, big shot straight away. Does clear the defenders. Spanut keeps it moving. Back to Dracing. She goes down to the ground, puts her body on the line to keep the disc alive. Jasper. Oh, but isolates her dump, but can't execute the throw. Now Austria, Wolfsteiner on the line. Chance to knot things up in the early going. Not quite yet. Oh, yes, it is. You are wrong. I've got a goal, says Grutner. And it's tie game, 2-all. What do you think about that, Christina?
Yeah, it's great how both teams came out really fired up and into the game. Pretty intense defense on both sides, and they're getting the disc back. But then I think both teams can work on their offensive holds a little more. But yeah, it's a great start and exciting game.
Good start. Austrians are coming out swinging. Looking strong thus far, early going. We've seen lots of turns. There hasn't been a clean hold yet. And that could be a difference maker. Let's see which team can give us the first clean hold. I guess Germany will have the first opportunity as they receive the next pull. The European Ultimate Championships. Győr, Hungary, as you see the banners blowing in this wind.
Brian's with the pull there, getting ready.
Big frame, gets a lot on that one. It's a good pull into this wind, beyond the brick mark. Here come the Germans. Thyssen. Kappelman and Thyssen. Happy to just play back and forth, stay in the middle of the field. Hosokawa. Thyssen. Hosokawa. Kappelman winding up, big wind-ups. Thyssen again. Gerner Thyssen. The Germans are not they haven't thrown anything more than 5 meters in this possession so far, but they have picked up 20 to 30 meters of field position. Hosokawa, Gerna, very patient, happy to go side to side. Thyssen, still avoiding any risky throw, goes to Hosokawa. In the middle to Gerna. Gerna gets it back from Thyssen. Thyssen again. Just chipping away at this field here, taking meter by meter, inch by inch. Gerna gets it again. Austrians on a bend but don't break defense. The shorter the field gets, the stronger they should theoretically get. The more ground they can cover. This is the area they need the turnover if the Germans can't maintain their composure. But for now, it is them doing exactly that. Thyssen with the disc. Gerna, and there it is! Maintaining composure, but the smaller field, they pick it up and call the timeout. They worked hard for that defense. They want to cherish that disc. Grosse Brockman calls the timeout. What a play for Austria. Here it is again. Who was on the D there?
That was Melanie Bodensteiner, who's also a U24 player, so a lot of young talents on this Austrian squad.
Bend but don't break, indeed, was what they were doing there. They were happy to give up the small stuff, but as that field shortened, the small spaces got even smaller. That probably was a case of, yes, the defense chomping hard, running hard on that front unit, but also fatigue there too. A casual throw with not quite enough emphasis and direction on it, and it got away, and Austria must be very pleased with the result there.
Right, that might be the second, the impact of the second game Germany already is playing. Also, I think the defensive setup looks a little like the zone Germany was throwing earlier. This kind of arrowhead, poaching off the handlers, and then not letting any cutters get free downfield. So I think did a really good job there. Yeah, let's see how the Germans are going to work against this. But let's see what the Austrians can do, converting that break, hopefully.
Austrians hoping to convert a break here. Germany putting their O-line on to play D, or keeping their O-line on to play a very important D point here. An Austrian lead take here would be something not many would expect. Early game, no matter what happens, but a break opportunity is huge, even to have it in the hands. Here they come. First pass safe, Della Fortri. Setting up her throw, gets one off. Pashinga. Throwing to a very small space there. Krell winds up, Pashinga. Della Fortri's gone, running. Oh, great bid on the D there to get a hand on it. Vera Forsch breaks up the play and makes sure that the Germans get another chance to convert.
It's that side of the field again.
It's that same zone, the turnover zone. Stay away. So sideline filling up. One big shot, but it's too big, too far. And Vera Forsch tries to get the double happiness and go the whole distance of the field after getting the D, but to no avail. Pashinga picks up. Krell comes under. She winds up. She puts it. It's Della Fortri again. But the wind gets the D on that one. That's 2 in a row. Krell's to Della Fortri that can't connect. Germans see if they pick up and jack the other way again. And where did that turnover happen again?
In our lovely dead zone.
Oh yes, right over in the turnover zone. Gana. Kappelman. Ooh, floaty, but nobody there but Hosokawa.
Austria back in that zone again. Looks like it.
It worked for them. Ghana. Kappelman. Thyssen. Hosukawa. Again, Germans happy to stay behind the disc. Short passes, chip away at space. Thyssen got the disc. Kappelman. Ghana. Thyssen, middle of the field. And Austria melt out of their zone. They're playing match defense now. It seems like the Germans got more space. More throwing area, a couple bigger throws than the rest of the point we've seen already, and there they go, they walk it in. Manitz with the goal. Germans hold after many opportunities both ways and go up 3-2. There's another look at the goal. Manitz catches it in. Very last throw made it look very easy. The wind is not letting up one bit here. Blowing umbrellas over, parasols are going flying. Look at Schulze on the field there coming off with an umbrella in her hand, getting destroyed by the wind. Here come the Austrians, short pull. Meisel gets things going. Rottensteiner. And the Austrians coming the other way. Polflacker, Wolfsteiner to Meisel. Wolfsteiner again, just about at midfield. Rottensteiner, Meisel, Holsteiner. Oh, Laka, sorry. Rottensteiner again. Austria getting a taste of their own medicine, a very similar style arrowhead zone. Meisel. And now you hear the melt call. I don't know if they actually say melt, but what indicates melting to a match defense, and as they do it, Germans get the turn.
Unfortunate uncharacteristic drop by Big Z. Rudner.
Germany. Wagner. Kust. Mueller winds up, delivers a full-length huck, but it is easily knocked away. Defense well in front there. Rudner.
Making up for that drop earlier.
You always play your best defense when you're personally responsible for the turn.
That's true.
Meisel, Wolfsteiner. Meisel again. Far sideline. Hoflake now eventually to Wolfsteiner. Meisel and company, ooh, she thought about it. She knows the commentary box wanted it. Austrians still moving. Schneider, Meisel.
They're back on man defense, match defense.
The Germans, last time they switched, they got what they wanted. This time, not quite. Shot to goal, Meisel's there. Help is coming. Help gets there first. It's knocked away. No goal this time.
By number 10, Kusik, I believe. Watching from the back of the stack to get it, help out defense there, preventing the goal.
Everybody needs somebody sometimes. It's good to have that help D. Everybody needs somebody sometimes. Here she comes again. Kusk. Wagner. Mueller. Foul called, no contest. Action right under our cameras, right in front of our commentary. Mueller, that one goes high, but collected by Kusk. Another high one. Wagner there, gets over her head. Austria,
Rottensteiner with the D there.
another chance. Meisel. Wolfsteiner gets it near sideline. Hoflacher. Ooh, this wind is playing games. But that one well handled with an offhand, and Wolfsteiner lets one go through her. Germans coming the other way. Gromplet. Sash. Mueller. Mueller to Kusk. She wanted to move it straight away, but didn't have what she was looking for. Now she gets Wagner. And now she's got the open cut right there. The throw is perfect. The Germans celebrate. They go up another. So Germans spread the lead there. They're up by 2. Kusk there is the throw to Wagner, and here you'll see the cut come first. And what a great throw. Scorching shot. And well handled too, that one hand grab, high, off balance, right hand squeeze.
Favorite zone. So great effort.
It should count for 2 in that corner.
I think so too. I mean, well.
If Austria catches it.
Yeah, if Austria catches
Yeah,
it. Next time, let's do it from the next time on.
Okay, deal. I don't know if we can sanction that in our own scoreboard. The Steph Christina scoreboard of the Austria-Germany game. Mostly just Christina. I'm very impartial rather, in this game. Both countries, wonderful ultimate programs. I'd like to see them both succeed.
I might be a little biased, but Austria's the thing.
All right. I was just in Vienna last week for 2 days ago for the first time ever, and I had a magnificent time. A beautiful city, very clean, lots happening, a lot of activity. I got to go by the river. There's, beautiful, beautiful place, even for a one-day tour, and I get to go back on my way home. For now, the Austrians dealing with another German zone. This time they are trapping. They're getting a bit of a cup. Della Fortri picks up, looking
like
very...
4-person cup.
Yeah, maybe a puppy fence style, Pommy, trying to close and trap. Austria does get through there. Della Fortri again. Krell, and that one
with an unfortunate drop.
gets away, and now they're coming the other direction. Wind up. That one will be a gainer if it's handled, but it's not. Krell picks up right away, tries to get it to Della Fortri, but too far in front. And the Germans again. Span. Big Mark jumping around. A lot of activity. That was a wobbler, but it counts for a completion. Jasper moves to Nadies. High stall count. Nadies to Tracing. Ooh, and that one I could tell it was off target when it left her hands, and did hit the receiver, but hit off balance and hit outside of the breadbasket. Easy dump was given. Here comes Austria. Grich, Della Fortri. She doesn't mind jacking it, but she doesn't in this case. Beautiful throw to get the upliner in stride. A travel call I would challenge at that pace, but they move and continue on. Now, shot to goal. What a pickup in the end.
Emma Grich, number 12, with that amazing grab. She's known for her great defense and for some spicy layouts and grabs like that.
Jostling.
Turn around the game and get a good point on for her team.
Jostling for position. It was a excellent physical battle. We'll see it again here. I feel like they took position away from each other once or twice. There's the turn that set it up. Maybe not another look, but regardless, she took position. It was taken back away, and by the end there, I had no words to go with it because my jaw had dropped. I really didn't think either of them were going to get there.
I knew she would because I know her, obviously, and she gets a lot of those discs from me in playing.
That's everyday play for her. Grich making it look easy, and Austria bringing it back to within one.
Now they're actually staying on with the same line, just maybe mixing up a couple of the players. But you can see Grich out there again, also Silke, Della Fortri, and Froni Paschinger.
Here comes the pull. Heinz sends, Thyssen receives, and the Germans off and running. Kruns to Ghana. Austrians adjust their zone. And why not in this wind? I mean, we're going to see a lot of zone over this weekend if this weather keeps up. Definitely for the rest of this day. Germany does find a hole through. Pruns gets the disc as Austria melt into their match coverage. Germany on the front foot here in the attacking end. Ghana. Gets it again. 1-2 game. Handler's happy to reset. Manitz. Ghana. Gets a bit of space around. Somebody in the stack put their hands up to block the sun. I thought it was a pick call, but I'm wrong. Ghana. Great break throw to Thyssen. Now she had all times of space, and she's right on the doorstep. Gets the rundown from Kappelman.
Great grab there. The front line of the end zone, trying to keep her footing in.
Did an excellent job while charging down, coming into cutting down the space between her and the disc. And catches it outside of the body there. Off balance catch. Tough ones to squeeze.
I think we'll see that great inside throw again. The quick goal.
And I think we just heard a timeout as well.
Yeah, called by Germany, I think.
German timeout. Always find it strange when the timeouts come from the team with the momentum.
Right.
As a fan, that's something I would celebrate. I like to keep it going when you got a good thing going. When you're scoring, play the next point. Especially with a roster the size of the Germans, with 2 defensive units. No excuse to take that extra breath. But maybe they see something that they want to make an adjustment to. So obviously there are many more reasons to take timeouts than momentum alone. But that's a big one that always plays in my mind as a coach or captain. Is if we got a good thing going, let's keep going. We can identify and maybe address it later. When the momentum's not in our favor.
Yeah, I agree. The Germans seem pretty consistent with that.
So, Christina, here we are, Győr, Hungary. Have you been having a good time so far?
There's been ups and downs.
Ups and downs.
But overall, it's a beautiful city. The weather is good.
And we're around Ultimate.
Right. We're on Ultimate. I got to watch some great women's games today. I saw a really close game between Ireland and Finland. got to universe point, and Finland ran away with it in the end. But I think if they meet again, Ireland will make up for that.
I think Finland just got through Belgium only just as well in today's action. It was a 1-point game late in the game the last time I looked. But they did get the win. Finns 2-0, Italy 2-0, Russia 2-0.
Yeah, Russia having a dominant performance against the Polish team in the morning. Also, an upset was that the Czech women won against the French women in universe point.
I heard there was some controversy and a few
There
calls
was.
on the universe point itself. But regardless, everything falls through the sifter, and the Czechs got the upset win over the French. Timeout over, we hear. Germans set to pull. 5-3. 38 minutes expired. Kusk sets the pull a sail. A low lasering pull. Meisel, no surprise to see her in the center of the O-line for the Austrian attack, and we see another zone. Meisel again. Yes, kept up by my vantage point. No, told down by the Germans. A bit of a speculator. And Kusk picks up. Sash sends, it's high, but Mula takes it well, and she's in for a goal.
I almost thought it was too high for her to get it.
I did too from this angle. I thought it was sailing over, and when she did catch it, I wasn't quite sure she was in. But indeed she was, and indeed they celebrate. The Germans go up and make me look foolish after taking the timeout and then scoring.
It's a great composure from the Germans coming out of the timeout with the break right away.
And as we said at the start of the sequence here, this German team, there's not one player who's killing. There's not one thing you can really focus. We got to stop this girl, or we got to stop this particular throw out of this person. It's really just coming from all angles. On defense and offense, every person who gets disc in hand is capable of punishing you. That's why they're the #1 seed. They've got a target on their back, but they don't seem to mind right now. We'll see. This game's long but over, but the Germans have definitely taken a good chunk of the momentum in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's see what the Austrians can do about it. Same line out there with Meisel in the handler set.
So this line's going to be playing a lot if they can't get their defense on the field, and the only way to do that is by scoring. So do yourselves a favor and cash in a goal. Easier said than done always. Maya, that one gets away. Big wind-up throw for Enzo. Meisel's there on the defense. Oh, and it bobbled just enough. I thought there was going to be a second effort, or opportunity rather, for the Germans, but
Meisel making sure there's no way of the Germans sneaking in another catch, and miscommunication there.
yeah, throw too far out in front. She wondered if it was for the further swing, and now Germany, Gerna picks up with a short field in front of her. Tracing rather. And another turnover. So we're seeing one of our first high turnover points, or first since the start of the game anyways, and not even in the turnover zone. Meisel and the Austrians coming the other way. Connects in traffic there. Zenz. Meisel. Wolfsteiner. Back to Meisel. She winds up, but gives back to Wolfsteiner. Defense slows her down a little bit from the continued swing and gets it eventually. Rottensteiner. Maya.
Austrians seem pretty content to just swing it all the way across the field, and now there's a contested shot.
Nadal, no call. I'm surprised there was a little bit of contact there. It seems
like Troutman had the better position, though.
and she's happy to give it up. Good spirited play there. Happy to see it. They know best what's going on out there with those little bits and pieces of contact. So if she's happy not to call it, she obviously supports what just happened. And that one almost knocked into a shoelace pickup,
Great
but knocked away.
By Andrea Zenz there.
Wolfsteiner to Maya. Rottensteiner. Woohoo. Defense was coming, but not quite there. Maya into traffic and knocked away in front of Zenz. Germany timeout wise after a flurry of turnovers from both teams. So timeout taken here. While they're taking a timeout, we can have another chat, of course. The Alti League rumblings surfacing around the tournament. The leak is out. There is some intention to run a intercontinental league, get all the elite players around Europe to be playing together, mixed, of course, which is the greatest thing. No variations, no referees, no 6-on-6. Good old-fashioned 7-on-7 mixed ultimate. So for more info on that, get on to the website, altileague.net, find out. And if you are indeed an elite player, that means you guys playing in the EUC in this tournament. Get on board. Support it. That's what Ultimate needs, is more people taking initiatives.
I haven't actually heard about this before, so
No, it's just coming out. I'm glad we got to talk about it then. Really, I think there was a leak just Friday. The organizers behind it have sent out a website, altileague.net, and they want to get an expression of interest to see how many people would be happy to play, excited to play, if they were to be able to set up their structure as they've presented it. So
it's basically AUDL in European style, but mixed, without referees.
I don't think there's much that we can compare to AUDL. It's a league play. It's mixed, and I don't think they want to call it professional, but I think they want to get funding behind it so that it alleviates the expenses that are normally put onto players. So it's a step towards that direction. And it also gives some routine play, something between tournaments, something to build a club cultures behind. And some new clubs will be formed out of it if it does indeed eventuate, which many hope it does.
Sounds interesting.
A lot of players on this field would likely be great candidates for something like that.
Women are always a hot thing.
Hot commodities.
Yeah, you always need a woman.
Well, I've always
Never
said in mixed, the team with the best women wins. I find the men tend to cancel each other out a bit more. The great women can really blow the game open and make the bigger difference. In most cases, it depends on the roster on any given day.
And a quick turnover.
Anyways, back to women's action. Austria, Germany, big shot deep. Defense gets there, gets a hand. Not happy with herself, Streda. She thought she maybe could have stepped back to get it, but the defense was good.
She actually touched the disc, I think. Just maybe looked at it. Looked like it. See the replay there? I think she actually did. Have a hand on the disc, but not.
Schneider, the defense definitely got a touch. I'm not sure if they both got a touch. Here comes Germany. Shot for goal. She's got there. Mona Shack puts it in. Big throw. Almost half the field. And the Germans starting to extend their lead here. Pulling it to 7-3 right now. Up by a solid 4 points on the Austrians.
Timeout call by the Austrians. Germany in celebration.
So looking around the tournament, we've got the Czech women and the Dutch. So the Czech women, maybe an upset was called against the French, but they are they're putting the foot down to the Dutch right now. And yes, the Dutch maybe not touted to do amazingly, but
We have some great players on that team too.
exactly. And it's surprising to see the Czech doubling up right now. We've got Swedish men taking on the Ukrainian men. Look at that score line.
Those are pretty close.
7-6, Ukraine making it interesting. Italian mixed, giving it to the Norwegians, up by 8-2. And then we've got this field. We know exactly what's going on here. What else have we got? Swiss mixed 9 against Polish mixed 3. The Swiss men up 9-5 over the Finnish men. And French mixed dominating 5 up against Slovenian mixed team.
Yeah, French mix is the favorite in this tournament, so it's not surprising that they have a big lead over that Slovenian team.
Not surprising at all. The French were spectacular in Amsterdam. They
Very
were
clinical.
They dominated on so many elements of the game. They were faster, they were better in the air, their throws were much better. So out of the timeout.
Germany looks ready to pull.
Kusk hopping, staying warm. Easy to stay warm on this turf field here.
Right.
And Austria picking up and making way. Zone look from the Germans.
It's that four-person cup again.
And the Austrians have made some changes to their O-line, given some of their key handlers a bit of a rest. They've played a fair bit in this game. They've had some long points and definitely played many more points than the defense.
I actually think it's their D-line playing on this point.
They've done a full swap, possibly. Makes sense. Drop back, Pashinga. Linda. Zone settles around her, dumps back to Pashinga. Great looking throw there. Trail. And then she gets it to Linda again.
And Germany going to match defense again. And a set.
Trail can't get up to that one. It was a bit of a misread. It seemed like it was
also,
all
it's
there.
The zone again. Our favorite place to throw it.
Ah, yes, not a zone defense, the turnover zone.
Sorry.
I know you confused me there, but I should have known.
Oh,
It's our thing.
Fortry.
Della
in
Fortry,
position.
a
Great defense
force
there.
on defense.
Force wherever she goes, whatever she does. Really love her style of play.
Yes, she is, as her name suggests, silky smooth out there in her cutting and her throwing. She seems to have a veteran savvy about her for a reasonably young player as well. There's the shot for goal. Can she catch up? Not this time. Austria will have another look. Pashinga winds up. Della Fortri had her eyes on it even when she was cutting deep.
Good faking out her defense player there.
Savvy enough to come back under. Another shot. We've got a one-on-one. Well read. Not in. But on the goal line, or is she? Everybody stopped. Now they need a meter to score the goal.
Ooh,
What a
grab.
pickup.
But Lindner there.
Linda now in a very dangerous part of the field. Pashinga, go score on the other side, would ya?
Yeah.
Della Fortri can't get there. The throw from Szczecina gets away as the wind flips it over. Kusk winds up to threaten, but takes the under. Kusk again. Tromplot. Discussion on the field. Tapped back in, here we go. Kusk making moves and gets herself the disc. Now she puts it. Defense is there, but the receiver with better position and height. What a pickup by Mueller, going horizontal to pick up the throw from Wilkinen. Great display of athleticism. As the wind keeps blowing, umbrellas and parasols are getting sent everywhere, but this throw from Wilkinen, good enough for a huge layout bid score to put the Germans up 8-3 and take half. We too will take a small break for halftime and we'll be back with you in no time. Don't you go anywhere, stay tuned to your devices and make sure you're back with us in a short moment time for second half action. Just about ready for action here. Nice little halftime. Christina and I get to have a very short throw,
session, yes.
but nice to get out there and touch some frisbee as we're reporting and watching and analyzing so much of it. And we still love to have a throw, so might as well get one in when we get a moment. We hear the halftime over call.
So the players have another minute or something until they have to be ready. The game's back. Austria starting on O there.
So the Germans really stretched away the second half of the first half, the second part of the first half.
I think they were trading at the beginning of the game, right?
It was a nice start for the Austrians, but the German defense have put the hooks in, and the Austrian O is looking for answers. They've got some great players out there and still having difficulties walking it the whole length of this field.
I love how they're stretching out their handler set, so they're making the defense run a lot.
Meisel gets it back from Wolfsteiner with a crafty over-the-shoulder backhand. Wolfsteiner and Meisel in the same area as they go the other way. Schnadel back to Meisel. Side to side, just how Christina likes it, trying to tire out this German defensive unit. Unfortunately, there's 16 of them, so even if they tire out one, there's one more waiting, like Star Wars and their stormtroopers. Wolfsteiner. Meisel. Attacking end here. Meisel giving directions with head nods, then goes the inside out. Schnadel to end zone. Austrians respond in the second half with a hold and a goal.
That's a great box connection there. Schneider to Rutner, some very veteran box players from Vienna.
Getting it done here. See Meisel set it up, look at that. Directing traffic.
Great inside shot for Schneider, and then a quick dish off to Rutner for the score.
Beautiful look, fist pump. They're not going away that easy.
Nope.
4-8 still in favor of the Germans, but a great way to open the half for the Austrians. Heinz ready to wind up and pull. Sends it. Great pull, maybe the best pull of the game. Thyssen.
Probably in that upwind.
Yeah, from that side, of course. Ghana now. Austria back with a arrowhead look. Ghana to Thyssen. Thyssen did a full 360 pivot there. Hosokawa. Ghana to Thyssen. Playing in their own end. This patience we've seen from the Germans. Just so happy to throw the short throws side to side and wait for the openings to come. As we said it, they threw one just under the hands of the Austrian mark. Thyssen again. Pruns. Thyssen every other touch right now. Pruns again, sideline. Oh, the around was coming, but the defense came quicker.
Great effort there by Bodensteiner, trying to get the goal, but heads up defense from Pruns there.
Preservation of team greatness there. The throwaway after the long-awaited D. And the Germans back to their dink, 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 chipping away here, 1 point at a time.
Ooh, and another defense.
Now the Austrians, a very short field. Can they maintain their composure? So far, so good. That one is in.
That's good, and that's bookends for Melanie Bodensteiner. Oh, there's a stoppage there.
Wave your
Maybe
hands in the air.
a travel called. Ooh, and they're partying. This goes back to Kryle.
Wind has not stopped blowing. Austrians on the doorstep. Gets the around.
Oh, and the high disc and
Too
another
much.
turn.
Another turn indeed. The Germans get it back. Gerner. Thyssen, they had two magnificent opportunities to cash in.
Blown coverage there.
We're not able to cash on either. And now Pruns and Hosokawa happy to play a 1-2 game.
Very
Cut
close there.
Hosokawa out. Manitz with the disc. Thyssen. Attacking end. With the Austrian defense poaching a little bit
Great
and
catch.
paid for it there. Indeed, beautiful catch by Gerner. She gets it again. She looks like a different person out there without her hat on. She must have lost her in the point. Shot to Enzo, too far in front. Austrians will get another chance.
Yeah, Austria has to work it all the way up the field now. Against the wind. Let's see how they do that.
Long way to go. They had two opportunities on the doorstep. Maybe they just like it when it's a bit more difficult, more of a challenge.
It's been too easy.
We don't want to score these goals just from 1 meter away. Let us go the full length of the field. Let us
wanna-
earn it.
Make some greater hucks, I think.
They need something here. Stall count rising. Gets exactly what they're looking for. Linna.
Great inside shot there from Fashinger. He's actually known for those sneaky inside passes.
Krains floats it. Oh, two bids at it, but Krell cannot hang on. She was all alone in that space. Germany now.
Actually, I think she tried to keep it in bounds at the sideline.
Trying to toe the line. Manitz. Thyssen. Pruns. Liebert. Back to Gerner and Thyssen, and the Germans are moving it around again in the attacking end. Manitz. Waiting for the dump, which arrives in the form of Brinka, who almost got it again, but another turn. High turn count on this point. Austria with another chance. Paschinger
Timeout call from Austria.
approaches the disc and calls that timeout. Sensible timeout with this many turns.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. Maybe they can calm down a little, have a sip of water, and then come out in a good offensive play, maybe, or
Yeah, get something, sequence your first throw and have a backup plan. Make sure you know what you want to do. Always the offense sets first coming out of the timeout, so if the defense does something you don't like, make sure you get a plan for that too. Know how to modify. But really, reset the head as well. Cool down, chill out, let's play our game. Let's do what we do at practice.
and see that great grab from Gerner. And that just a little too far one for Pruns.
Too far in front.
You can see Kral's athletic bit. Last one over there. Trying the toe to line and keeping control of the disc.
Great loop of highlights we're getting at our timeout here. Keep you involved in this game. Again, thank you for joining our fan seat production. Our fan seat bringing it to you, the Ulti TV production of this EUC fixture. Women's
30 seconds.
second round, day 1. We call it
kind
day
of.
0 was the showcase day.
Last game of the day.
It's been a hot one. It's still hot, even though the sun is on its way down. It's not the hottest point of the day, but it is still hot here.
15 seconds.
I think it's gonna stay that hot the whole week, so.
Yep, that's what the forecast said. They seem to get it right nowadays. Or pretty close anyways. So the Austrians went for a traditional vertical stack, and the Germans covered the unders with a bit of a clam. Unders on both sides. Oh, bounce off the chest, second effort, collect. Krensmeier to Krens. She wound up, didn't go the whole way. Della Fortri can't hang on a little bit too high. And Thyssen.
Rush, maybe.
Gana. Hosokawa. Oh, beautiful throw from Hosokawa. That was a very quick grip switch from backhand to forehand. Impressive. Thyssen. To Gana. Fakes with the backhand. Gets a bit of space and comes the other way. She gets picked up and Thyssen pops it back to her as she comes back. Good round. Lishka. Brinka. High stall count to the end zone. To Gana. The goal counts 9-4. Germans staying in front. The Austrians making them work for it in the second half, but the Germans still making good.
And that's a hold for Germany, I believe.
Good second look there. So what is it about this German team now that you've seen them against your home team? What is it that is? Can you pinpoint anything about them that really stands out about why they are so good?
I think they have a very high overall skill level. Every player can throw, catch, run, play defense. So as they talked to me, they told me that they wouldn't have like those standout players, but a very high level of play in every one of those players. So I think that's it. They trust each other completely, and they trust that it can get any disc and get it back every time, and that's what they're showing right now. And I think also they have great coaching.
Well, it's
So-
all looking good so far here. They are
Another missed throw by the Austrians.
Wagner to Müller, and a collision in the middle of the field. Manitz, Wilkening rather, hits turf in a bit of a body collision. Müller will have disc in hand. Wilkening. Müller gets it back. Müller back to Wilkening, playing behind the disc. Wilkening,
Great break
Kusk.
though.
And another around of the same manner. Tries to tow it in, but not there yet. She's on the goal line. Engages Kusk.
And a foul call, I believe.
A foul on Kusk.
Yeah, I think it's an offensive foul. So she bumped into her defensive player and I think that-
Created some separation.
So uncontested.
not too sure. We're not getting enough hand signals, and the conversation's
Still on.
going. We're back in play. Kusk tries for the same. Now shot to the pack. And that one is no good. So it must have been a high stall count coming back in by the looks of that throw. It looked like a desperation maker. There we go. Now the Austrians are hucking. Well collected there. Zenz with the disc. Ooh, that one right through a couple people. On the doorstep, Austria cashes in for the goal. Julia Hopper gets this one. And Austria keeping it interesting, not letting Germany get too far away yet, but they've still got a lot of work to do.
I think they just gotta keep their hands in the game, and then all will work out.
1 point at a time.
Yeah. Very positive.
Bring it back to within 2 or 3, and then anything can happen. But you got to get in striking distance. They're right now just outside of striking distance. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. So some fancy digital scoreboards on the sidelines at some of our showcase fields, but I feel like some of the fans might be getting their hands on them to,
Yeah, I think AUT mixed player Marius stole it.
to conduct some cheerleading.
Yeah, I think so. There's actually a great home crowd from Vienna joining us. My brother actually came here for the day.
Just your brother? Does that make up the entire home crowd? Or
No,
do you got a
no, no.
couple
He
more than
came
that?
with, for example, my brother came with a bunch of people from our club to support all the 3 teams were.
Awesome. They're just an hour away, just over an hour, I think. An hour and 15 minutes was my train ride the other day. Gerner with the disc. Kappelman now. Back to Gerner. Kappelman. And Gerner. We've seen a lot of this all game long. The Austrians are giving the same zone, which has been effective. They've got a little bit of success from it. The Germans have a lot of time to work on their patience and their short game, which has proven successful, and they're only getting better at it with all this practice. Kappelman now. Back to Thyssen. Thyssen, Gerner, Hosokawa, Kappelman. The handlers on this German O-line. What a pickup by Gerner. Kappelman. Centering. Into goal. That's
Prunes with the goal.
Prunes with the goal. So Germany takes 10, double up right now, 10-5. We are 79 minutes into this game, so but just over 20 minutes to play. It's a race for Germany now to see if they can.
Get another 5 points? I don't think so.
If they can get to points, there's a possibility indeed. But based on the pace, I guess it would suggest no at 80 minutes with 10.
Yeah, I think we talked about the zone before, the Austrian zone. I think they did a great job of containing them, making them throw 1,000 passes until they're getting too risky. And we saw a great bid from Anna Gerner there, but that was just, I don't want to say lucky because she's a good player, but in other terms, like in other conditions, the player doesn't catch a disc,
Yeah.
and it's another break opportunity for Austria in there.
Fortunate to get the bounce going their way for sure. And that is, it's not a horrible tactician mentality to say, yes, these guys are great, but if they're going to make a turnover, let's increase their throw count. Okay, let's make them throw 100.
Yeah.
If they're very sound with the disc, if they don't let go of it too often, let's make them throw more. Then our percentages go up. So to that end, sound tactics. But again, you're going to need more than that to slow this German unit down. Meisel winds up. Lots of ground gained there. Pick up. Grutner continues to Schnedel. Schnedel sees Wolfsteiner, gets her. Wolfsteiner wants something, wants anything, gets Meisel. Far sideline. Shot for goal, gets tipped and knocked away. The Austrians getting some excited end zone eyes there. Not the same patience we see from the Germans, and understandably so. They're playing from behind and looking to get those goals with a little more speed. Big shot going the other way. Defense looks to be there, as is indeed.
They underestimated Rutner's pace there. She's a very, very quick player. She can make up yardage in no time.
Wind up, nothing coming. Grottensteiner. Wolfsteiner can't get to that one too far in front.
Short field opportunity for Germany there. And Troutman with a
Oh, she definitely was celebrating that before it actually happened. Biek can't hold on. Lets that one get away. Was a gimme if she could clap on it. So Austria out of their own end zone. Grottensteiner. Zenz, and she watches it go into that turnover heavy zone with another turn.
Another opportunity for Germany.
Racing. Gets it back on the 1-2. Quick movement. Can't get it on the read. Meisel, great defensive play there. Turning the corner, watching over her opposite shoulder, flipping there on the head swivel, and got a great swatting D. Here they come. Wolfsteiner and company. Meisel. To Wolfsteiner, playing in their own end. Traditional match defense from the Germans at the moment, with a bit of a poach, and that's all. Hoflage. Very quick movement from the Austrians. Wolfsteiner. Grutner. 1-2 with Wolfsteiner. Zenz now. Travel called on Grutner. Wolfsteiner. Grutner. Meisel gets again. Nearing midfield. Centered. Schnedel to Wolfsteiner. Andrea Zenz. Back to Wolfsteiner. Meisel, far sideline.
Wolfsteiner getting every other there. Important part of the offense.
Getting herself involved now. Hoflage to Zenz to Meisel. Ooh, both of the receivers there, Rutner and Schnedel, and neither could go into it confidently enough to clap down on the catch. Troutman puts a gainer up, and now this one to end zone. And it does get over the defense for a goal. It's Leonie Jasper with the goal. Germany extends to 11-5, 6-point lead and looking strong. We're gonna look at the shot for goal just
Very
over
daring
the
throw.
defense.
I think that was Spanuth with the assist there. And now Germany up for a 6-point lead. I'd love to see another goal from the Austrians.
Wouldn't you? The game would like another goal from the Austrians. The crowd would love another goal from the Austrians.
Germany.
We'd
doesn't.
all love to see another goal. Everybody except the Germans would love to see another goal from the Austrians right now. So Germany set to pull. Kusk sends a low turf burner. Pashinga. Stall count mounting.
Not many opportunities there.
Linna to Della Fortri. Ooh, into a small space there. There would have been a poach for a moment, but it didn't last long. Keynes-Maya. Pashinga, and Pashinga loses her footing on what's called the travel. Keynes-Maya. Oh, it's double dipped and turned over on the double smackdown. Now Germany coming the other way. Wagner into a tight window. Kusk. Kusk. And Wagner playing together, but it gets broken up. And now Pashinga with a nice short field to look at.
It's a foul call on the field. Didn't see anything though.
Bit of a discussion. Not entirely sure where the discussion is for.
Alright, so the discs stay with Lintner there, and the foul was uncontested.
Good defense there. Now a shot into a pack. Della Fortri was there, got hands to it, but couldn't squeeze it. Same part of the field. Kusk. Mula. Playing out of her own end. Oh,
Ooh.
that one just misread there. Couldn't get her hand low enough, could Wilkening.
Another short field opportunity for Austria there. Maybe they can punch it in this time. Oh. Commentators curse again.
Della Fortri to Krail doesn't connect. There it is again, just a bit too far outside. Can't hook the thumb.
Beautiful
And they're calling it a goal, and it is. Mona Schack with the goal for the Germans. 12-5 now, 90 minutes of play expired. It's a slippery slope for the Austrians now. It looks like it might be all but over. You never know what might happen.
Timeout call by Austria, I believe. So maybe they can reset their minds and get their concentration going.
Play to win the last 10 minutes, not the game at this stage.
Well, we are playing a cup.
We're playing a what?
Cup. There's cup 1.
Cup 1. Cup plus 1. Yes, of course. So 10 minutes. And the cup plus 1.
So you know that can still happen.
Not
Not giving up.
Anything can happen. But right now, to do it in small pieces, try and
Get another
accomplish
question.
smaller goals than trying to see the whole comeback happening. It's a tough manifestation, I find, to say we're going to get 7 points in a row here in the huddle, and then to actually make it happen is tougher than let's win this next point. Let's forget about the separation. Let's forget about the lead. Let's just play. And once you get a few in a row, then you can start saying, hey, we're doing this. Hey, let's just keep doing what we're doing. Hey, we can amass this insurmountable lead. Can you believe it? But they got to get something going first.
You're right. Totally agree. But I'm still dreaming.
It's good to be fanatical. Coming back out of the timeout, 12-5, Germany. Disc in hand to pull. And Austria will pick up. Meisel playing with Maya, Hoflager. Rottensteiner, Hoflager, Meisel again, Zenz, taking the up line to Zenz, Rottensteiner, Maya, Hoflager, Meyer on a big dump. Hoflager goes back to Maya. Meisel. The Austrians have not really tested the deep part of this zone too often. Could it be time? Meisel to Hoflager. They're happy to reset. And now you hear the screaming Germans. That means they are changing to their match defense. Meisel gets it again. And there it is. They have tested it, and maybe that's why they haven't been testing, because that one did not come off right. But the Germans give it straight back. Span it.
There. Meisel picking up right away.
Andrea Zenz, she throws for goal. That one counts.
We're both in with another goal.
Austrians respond. As we hear the 5 minutes remaining whistle. Austria gets one more on a great bit of play here.
We'll say that amazing inside throw by Meisel again. To Zenz, and then a continuation for Whitner.
Great backhand outside in for the goal. Meisel's been impressive with her throws. Her inside throws particularly have been penetrating. They've got to the spots that have been prevented otherwise if she's not making those. There she is there, Meisel. And Zenz, great bit of work on that point, and great play all game. Just up against a heck of a team in these Germans.
That's true. The German team is just great to watch. Very clinical.
Can you see any team in this division beating the Germans?
I haven't seen too much of Russia, but my guess is that the legs of Russia and their amazing players will give them a fight. Although a lot of their players are playing, a lot of the well-known Russian women are playing mixed this year.
Yep.
I still think that the second line of Russian girls are just as strong and can maybe contend with the German.
Finland got beat pretty good at Windmill in the final, but otherwise they were looking quite strong. Belgium and Finland just had a barn burner 1-point game that the Finns won, so you got to keep the Belgian women in contention. They won Tom's tournament, of course.
The Irish women as well.
No,
They rested players at Windmill, and that's why they weren't that good in their performance.
here come the Germans again. Same look at the defense. Let's see these same handlers get many touches on many short throws. Kappelman, Gerber, Thyssen, Manitz, playing behind the disc. Little poppy shots in this wind, safe as houses. Kappelman, Manitz to Thyssen. Oh, again, Gerner gets off her feet, bounces off the turf. What a pickup. She gets it again. Thyssen, continuation. I was just about to say happy to play behind the disc, and then they get the gainer. Kappelman to Gerner again after keeping the possession alive. A cheeky throw over top, and everyone's laying out in this point.
Great.
Thyssen goes to ground, and one throw later, Vera Forsch collects the goal. Germany really throwing themselves around with reckless abandon out there, making plays.
Yeah, I was impressed by her composure, getting that throw off so beautifully. You know, after a layout catch, you're normally at like a very high heartbeat and can control yourself sometimes, but that was a great throw. Great put.
We often see the preservation of greatness, the people making those huge plays and then getting up and flubbing it, as I like to say, not making the high execution next throw. But in that case, not at all what we saw. Two big layouts in 1 point, and the score not long after. So at 13-6, Germany will pull one of their 2D lines. Their 2D units, just a faceless army to some end. Going out there, all of them able to do the job. We have seen a few looks out of them, but everything they've done has been effective, limiting to the Austrian attack. Meisel gets Zenz, Hoflacker. She goes straight away to Rüttner,
Great.
and that's
Great
in for the
throw there.
goal. So the Austrians get a nice easy one there of their own, 13-7, with not much remaining on the clock.
See that great throw by Hoflacher again. Rüttner seems to be the main target for that Austrian O-line. Great positioning and also very quick there.
So we show
Where?
just moments away, and we just heard the whistle. Time is over. That will be an add one.
After this. So it's either game 2 for So yeah, as we've heard there in the off, it's either a game to 14 or 15.
So we heard the time cap whistle, a discussion there between the German coach and our timekeeper. The German coach definitely had it right. Because the time cap was in between points, we will play this point out, and at the outcome we'll add 1. So it could be a game to 14, could be a game to 15, depending on what happens in this point specifically.
So you can see a great hanging pole by the Austrians.
Nice hanging, good to get under, not the distance that we want though.
No.
Ghana and Thyssen. Have they played much this game? Ghana, Thyssen, have they touched the disc much?
A little,
Is this
like
the
1 or
first
2
point
zones.
they've
I
played?
think so.
Yeah, man, we haven't seen them out there that much. Thyssen back to Ghana. Kruns getting in on the act. Ghana. And a big wind up from Leibert. She gets it again. Back to Ghana. She's happy to go to Thyssen on the other side. Ghana wants it again. And easy to get it in the space. Their resets are free here. And I think that's something that the Austrians may have adjusted with as this game went on. The Germans obviously know exactly how to deal with this. I know they've given them some different zones and they've made short work of that. This has been reasonably effective. It's got them some turns and slowed them down and made them have that throw count mount. But possibly changing it up. And they're melting to a match defense. But again, looking for answers against this German team seems a futile effort. Everything that you do to adjust, they've got an answer for. But
another defense by Bodensteiner. I think she's like had every other defense the Austrian team made. It's a great.
Last time she got a run through D, she ended up with the bookends.
Yeah, let's see if that works again. She's going.
Cranes.
Off by Cranes.
Kreinsmeier. Paschinger. Back to Kreinsmeier. Now Krell. Cranes. And there is our D-getter. Silke de la Fortry puts to the end zone. It is very, very floaty. What a blade. High hand catch. We're playing a game to 14. Not the throw she wanted, I don't think, but she's going to be very happy with the receiver for bailing it out and turning that one into a goal.
And I think by the reaction of the Austrian, this might be the first break they got all game, right?
Yeah, quite possibly indeed, and what a way to do it with style there. At least on the receiving end. Maybe not throwing style, but receiving end style.
Exactly. So that was Julia Lischka with the score there. She's coming back from a knee injury, so doing great things with that team already.
Good to see. Always great to see people recovering and coming back after niggles, injuries, operations, everything we go through, all the pain we put ourselves through playing this game. Great to see people bouncing back and still playing high-end Elite Ultimate. It's like we're seeing here at the European Ultimate Championships, nothing but Elite Ultimate. Again, such a pleasure and joy to be a part of from our commentary seats.
I totally agree. It's been fun so far. First day.
So far, so good. And we've got 6 more days in front of us. 5 more days.
Amazing.
6 more days in front of us.
6 more days. Pearl with that great pull.
I forgot there was a day 0. Ghana and the Germans. Hosokawa. Fake. She is very quick and handy with her disc work, her grip switches. Very tidy. Even the fakes, I bid on that one. Ghana. Thyssen. To Ghana. Hosokawa. Kappelman. Chops back to Hosokawa. And these Germans, even with a potential game point in front of us, not rushing anything. As I say it, they put one to the end zone. Will it make it back? Does she drag her toe? She made the catch. I believe she was out. Cranes possibly.
And Kral, she was out of bounds, but Kral calling an injury there, I believe. Must have landed.
We may get another look at this. Called out. Not much of a contest against it. Everybody's happy to call it out. Austria will get the disc. Krail holding right arm, possibly shoulder, elbow, wrist, not sure.
Trying to get a layout there and just fell onto her shoulder. Krail's known to throw her body around a lot. Seen that in the game before.
My favorite type of players. Reckless abandon. Sacrifice the body. Pashinga looking for something, anything now as the stall count mats. Gets Della Fortri. Silka surveying her options. Not much coming until late. What a pickup.
By Schechtner there, number 7. He's a very young player in the team, but has some amazing grabs. Oh, and ooh.
Went for the layout with the thumb down. I think she may have had it if she put the fingers under. Flipped the wrist grip there. Possibly had a better opportunity to squeeze it. Alternatively, Thyssen and the Germans have a game point possession back in hand. Gerner just happy to stand right next to her, have a look for 6 seconds, and then just give it to me for free.
The Austrians not giving anything.
Nothing, well, only that dump pass, which they give every time. But not giving up on anything, that's for sure. Still coming out with defensive intensity, playing their system, trying to slow these Germans down, trying to make them make a mistake on a high throw count. Ooh, that is a crafty throw from Gerner. Kappelman, Gerner again, power position. Tries to take meters, looks like it's gonna work on a second effort, just barely, but it does. Backhand, can't get the whole way around. Prunes won't get there. Austria will go the other way. Far side of the field. Hopper.
Pick call.
Pick called upfield. Gritch puts the disc back in play. Well covered by the German defense so far, nothing for her. She goes over top and gets Krensmeier. Della Fortri, 1-2, demands it back and gets it. Gritch winds up, small travel, nothing called. Pick that one up at shoelace level. That one to Della Fortri. She's meters out now. Della Fortri centers. Krail. Kainsmeier to goal.
And another break for the Austrians. Yay, I'm really happy about this. I can't even say Anniken Schechtner with that goal there.
The Austrians not letting the Germans win, making it difficult for them in the late stages of this game.
And we can see again this great inside shot by Kainsmeier there to Schechtner. Great position.
Beautiful goal in the end. The Austrians can start thinking about a run. Yeah. Still one more, maybe get it to within 3, and then start talking about your run. But for now, hold against what will assuredly be a strong German defensive unit.
might have called a timeout. But try though.
I believe you are absolutely correct.
Oh, maybe not.
No, just 2 full posse line calls. Everybody out there, organized and calm on both ends. Seemed timeout-like, though. You're right.
Changing up the lines a bit on the German offensive side there. You can see Troutman instead of Gerner, I think.
Ganna's still out there.
Oh, she is.
Troutman for someone, but not Ganna.
All right.
That pull falls to turf. Kappelman picks it up and gets it to Garner. Germany, disc in hand here, is representative of a game point situation as Hosokawa goes back to Thyssen, and now Thyssen to Garner. Thyssen again. Garner to Kappelman. Garner to Hosokawa. Far side of the field, she cuts through the center and gets a few meters. Troutman resetting to the handling unit. Kappelman through the middle. Gets Leibert, she winds up, gives it back to Thyssen. Thyssen, Troutman, a slow fake there, was never gonna go. Leibert. Germany can sense it now. Hosokawa, disc in hand. She wants a safe option, gets it. Troutman, continuation on the doorstep here. That's a shot for goal, not quite. Gerner, one throw away perhaps. No, they're going to play it safe and keep going. Now a shot for goal. Not quite in again. Germany working it every which way. Gerner, Austria making them work for this last goal. Thyssen now. Doorstep. Ringing the doorbell frantically. Can we come in? Gerner gets it back. Fakes the backhand, looks the other way. Gerner to Thyssen. They've dropped 15 meters now in safety, but all that matters is they've got possession still. Thyssen now. Shot for goal. Hosokawa gets it, wasn't quite sure. Her teammates reassure her she is in for the goal. Germany take the game 14-9. The Austrians showed great perseverance in the second half there. They weren't going away easily, but they were just up against this immovable object, the German women ultimate team.
Yeah, they did a great job, and they had a really great flow in their last hold there, their last point. Although Austria made them work with their switchy defense, covering every up the line. So yeah.
An excellent game, an excellent conclusion to day one action from here in Field 2. Thank you once again for joining us here on Fanseat, Ulti TV broadcast. Be sure to be back tomorrow. We've got more action for you, not just tomorrow, 6 more days of action. Cancel your schedules, call in sick to work, do what you got to do. Make sure you're tuned in and you don't miss a minute of the action. I've been Stefan Rapazzo for Christina Obermeyer. A pleasure to do her first commentary game with her. Very excited about that and able to do it with Germany and Austria. Thank you once again for joining us. We will catch you next time.
EUC.TV.